This is how Swede speaks.
On Saturday, May 11th, there was a rally in Oslo, in Norway, in favor of persecuted Christians. Those of you who understand Norwegian can watch my live stream from the rally. And after the rally, I interviewed two of the speakers, Erik Selle, who is the leader of the Christian party, Partiet De Kristne, and Judith Horntvedt, the woman who organized the rally. So that's what we will hear and see in this video. Before we get started, I want to thank all of my financial supporters. This is my day job. Without you, this channel would not be possible.
So I'm here with Erik Selle. You are the leader of the Christian party in Norway. And why are you here today?
I'm here today for there's a mobilization to highlight and focus on the persecution of Christians in the world today, specifically, and persecution of faith and belief generally.
And you held a speech here?
Yes, I did.
So what was the main points of your speech?
Well, my main point was that we saw in the 20th century Nazism grow, and the people living at the time of the Nazi era claimed ignorance, that they didn't know about the killings, they didn't know about the intention to kill, they didn't know about Auschwitz, they didn't know about the Holocaust. And last century we saw communism globally, an ideology that killed, according to French secular journalists, between 100 and 140 million people in 100 years. And it took Alexander Solzhenitsyn to write about the Gulag before people woke up. They claimed they didn't know.
Right.
When we got Richard Wurmbrand, the pastor of Romania, out of Romania, and he testified to what went on in Romania, still people claimed not to know. Today there's a global anti-Semitism roaring, and there's persecution of Christians. And there were no journalists from the mainstream media here today. We are outside Parliament. There were no members of Parliament here today, no members of the government. Persecution of Christians and persecution of minorities globally today is genocidal proportions, and people claim not to know. Journalists claim not to know. Politicians claim not to know. Well, somebody has to speak out for those that cannot speak for themselves, and that's why I'm here today.
Okay, do you want to add anything to this?
I just think it's time for people to mobilize for freedom, for liberty. I mean, democracy, of course, but so many people around the world today are suffering. There are so many people being tortured. There are so many people being arrested just because of what they believe in. And we cannot let it stand, and we cannot be silent.
Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you.
I'm here with Judith, and you were the woman who organized the rally here in Oslo in favor of the persecuted Christians around the world.
Yes.
And that was great, so I would just like to ask you a few questions.
Yes, please.
So the first thing I would like to know is why did you arrange this rally in Oslo in favor of the persecuted Christians?
Well, I think it was something that I felt inside me, that I just felt it was so unfair, and that nowhere in media, among people, I heard very little about the talk of this issue, and it made a bit worse for me when I heard about New Zealand, because it was also terrible that the killing in New Zealand happened. But there was a difference between the coverage, media coverage in Norway. Media talked a lot about New Zealand killing, but less about, for example, in Nigeria. And they didn't even talk much about Nigeria's killings. So it was unbalanced. So that just pushed me further to make sure that we do something about the issue. We say something. So yeah, it was something from my stomach first of all, and then when I investigated a little bit more, I found out that indeed the media was not really focusing about the killings, especially in Africa and other parts of countries in the world. So I talked to them, I wrote a letter to them. Even then the response was so little.
Right.
It was only one media, which was a bit Christian media. Even them, you could feel that they were reluctant in the way. I felt like it was a duty for them to try to talk to me because I opened my mouth, and I did. And of course, there are other organizations here who are involved as well, who try to cover this up. But am I satisfied with what they're doing? Well, I'm happy that they are writing in their website, but that's not enough to really fight this issue.
Right.
We need everyone out there who cares about those people who are being killed because of their belief to come up and really participate. Because you see, when it's Muslims, when the killing in New Zealand happened, the policemen in Norway, they went to police and they went to churches, mosque,
right,
to try to show sympathy. Then the killings, like in
you mean in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, in Sri Lanka, they didn't even go. I didn't see any police going to a Sri Lankan church in Norway to show the same solidarity.
Solidarity?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So the media did cover, because you know what happened in Sri Lanka is also horrible. But what happens like in Nigeria is little spoken in Norway, and many people who call themselves like scientists.
Yes, scientists.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they also confirmed what I'm saying. So for me, I wonder why Norway and the Norwegian government itself do not put this thing as priority number one, because also here in Norway we have people from Nigeria, we have people from Africa, but no police came to me or anyone to say, no, we are here to show you sympathy.
Right.
No one. So why is this? Why differentiating? What is the agenda behind? Because I don't think it's just people. It's also if the government itself can be reluctant.
Right.
It tells me something else is happening that we are not aware, and I'm afraid that the Christians will be sacrificed.
Right.
They are being sacrificed even now. It's close to genocide.
Yes.
And it's amazing that they are just quiet. What's going on? That's the reason why I kept going, to say now I'm not gonna stop, and I'm not gonna stop after this either, because we need to talk. Norway was founded on Christianity. This nation belongs to people who at that time believed in Christ.
Right.
I know that Christians are not the religion itself. They did bad things before, but what is happening now, for God's sake, it's not Christians doing it.
Yes.
It's actually extreme Muslims, all those bad people.
Yes.
Doing it. So why not talk about it? Are we just gonna be quiet? What about things happening in France?
Yeah.
They are vandalizing churches all over. And I don't know if even France has control at all. It seems for me something is being erased out. Like Christians are being erased. They just want to get rid of Christianity. And sadly, our own people are supposed to protect us are really contributing to this. And that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I have spoken loudly about this thing, and there are some people in Norway supporting this, and I think together we will use our voices to be heard. But I don't know whether we are able to solve these problems just like that, because the forces out there, they are really standing so strong to try to make it so that the Christians are not going to be heard.
Right. So speaking about problems, what do you think are the most important issues for persecuted Christians around the world?
The most important issues? Wow. A good question. For me, I would say right now these important issues for Christians all around the world is to fight back. That's the main thing they have to do, and to believe that nobody's going to get rid of them regardless how much they want to do that. That's the very biggest issue. Without that, how are they going to exercise their religion? Are we going to go to the bushes? Are we going to go to mountains and start running away?
Right.
So this is a very important issue.
Yes.
And if somebody cuts your legs or your head or your tongue, even killing you, what else are we left with? Yeah, God said we should be hidden there, but it didn't mean that we should just sit passive and watch ourselves being erased in the book.
Right.
So for all Christians in the world, this is very important to raise up and fight back if you have to fight.
Yeah.
Fight back and show them that you are stronger. Quietness. Yeah. Now these are days we are living in. God also said protect yourself. He gave us his tools. Let us use our tools. That's the only thing I can think about that is so important among all Christians all over the world. Nations stand together and say, voice out. Otherwise we are being wiped out with these horrible people out there. They have a system.
Yeah.
For me, it seems they have a system, and their system is to get rid of us. And let us stand together and fight back. I'm not saying, the Christians vowed that they will never fight back. Hello? We have to wake up. Then if it's like that, don't cry. Because if you don't want to do anything, they come after you. Don't cry, accept it, just sit and be chopped up.
That's a good point. So, if we look at Norway specifically, do you think that Christians in Norway are persecuted in any way?
Well, you can define persecution. If I'm not able to express myself and the media they decide to not come to punish me that way, isn't it that punishment? Isn't it a form of persecution they are doing on me? That they ignore me?
Yeah.
And they don't care even to answer. The main church, they don't even care to come. The bishop, as they call themselves, and they are so proud in their uniforms and show that they are really children of God. They really don't care even to answer a fellow church member.
Yeah.
And God said your own people will sell you out. So they have sold me out. I came out. I got people's support, those people who came today. But my own people, they said no. They didn't even stand up for what is written in the Bible. Don't turn your back to your own people.
Right.
And people of Norway, they have done that. The media have done that. If it's persecution, that's persecution for me. Trying to shut me up, that's persecution for me.
Yes.
You don't need to be beaten up to be killed, but this is qualifying to persecution.
Yeah. What do you think about the number of people who came to the rally, to the appel today?
Yeah, about the number of people, actually I thought a lot. I was, as you know, this is my first rally. I had some mixed feelings, and it's like that when you know that you'll be out there and expose yourself and anything can happen. I thought, well, if I have 1, 2, I told my sister, if I have 5 people, 10 people, I'll be so happy, because it's also written that where two are gathered, I'll be among of you. So I put everything in his hands. That we'll see.
Yeah.
He will bring people. And indeed, I was expecting 5, 10. We were more than that. And other people came and stopped and they heard the message.
Yes.
And I'm happy knowing that at least I had some people there who I didn't even expect they would come. They came. Could it have been better? Yes. Are Norwegian people cowards? Those who didn't come, yes, they are cowards, including also the government. They didn't come, those who didn't come, they are cowards. That's why this issue is so scarce, because it goes so deep. People don't want to touch it until they become they become themselves victim, which is sneaking behind doors that this thing will happen.
Right.
If people doesn't raise up.
Yeah. Let's see. So what do you think about today's speakers?
I was so over impressed. The people who came to talk about this, they are people who have been a member of the parliament, media, and politicians in a way as well. So I was very, very happy. The message was powerful. It's even a pity that biggest newspapers in Norway didn't give a damn. To tell you the truth, that day when it comes that this thing starts to happen in Norway, I would love to see their faces, how they will respond, naive, and actually see double standard. In me who comes from Africa and my people in Nigeria, in part of Africa, they are being killed, and these Norwegian media, they give a shit. What message do they give me as a black woman from the same continent?
Right.
I don't care. They don't care about us. The worst thing is, even Nigerians who live in Norway, they didn't even care. So we Christians, we are under attack. Just like Prince Charles said it. He is also worried. If the Prince of England himself stood up for Christians and said something, what's wrong with all these black people who live in Norway? To me, shame on you that you can't even think your own people. The children are being burned, were being killed at churches attacked. The only thing you could come is to say, I don't like the killing. But because you say you didn't even show up. For me, it tells me that you agree. You're okay with what is happening. It means that for me, you are less people. You don't have value at all, and it's shame to be black together with you.
So, do you have any further plans for this activity?
Yes, I do. This activity is gonna be something that we're gonna build up. We're gonna build up to support Christians all over the world. If this happens, I'll be so happy that I'll get people. Already there are people lined up who want to be part of this movement, that it will be a European movement at the end of the day, that will be voicing out on behalf of Christians who are being persecuted all over the world, and to take it even further, because you find even people who are Muslims, who are ex-Muslims, who have run and converted to Christianity. Also, those people needs us. We are sisters, we are brothers. So we work out something good that will balance. But remember, when it all started, it was about Christians, and that's the root. But we also know that there are Muslims who are Christians who are also being persecuted for choosing to be Christians. And there are other religion groups as well who are being killed because of their belief. We have to think about that. It's also written in the Bible that we have to think about your brothers and sisters, even if they're not Christians, but those who are being persecuted. So my motto is to stand and be the voice of persecution among religious groups, if you want to call them. But I'm a Christian myself, so my heart goes to the children of God who are being killed every day, that we should stand up and talk about it and tell people who have so-called earthly power to do something, to intervene in those countries where these things are happening. Sadly, like Norway, we don't see any chance of that. But you see, they are sending regards to people who are going to enjoy Ramadan. What about those people who are being killed in Nigeria, in Sri Lanka? There are also some people who are suffering because of all this. Did she say happy
Easter?
Easter? What have we done, we Christians, that we deserve to be actually also humiliated this way? It's so far. They are taking out something that is for us.
Right.
And we are sitting there, we are watching. I'm asking myself, what next? My home? What next? Should I stop to be a Christian and become a Muslim because I want to be accepted? Those are the questions we should ask ourselves. Our roots, we Christians. What is left?
Yes.
Where are we going? How are we going to preserve what is ours, what makes us who we are? Those are the issues that Christians have to start asking. And we cannot just do it in a church or a church that you have been given funded money, like in Norway. You know, they give money. So these people, they choose to not come. Like small Christians from churches from Nigeria or whatever, they get what you call the start.
Yeah, the government.
Yeah, so why should they come and support me when their paycheck will be taken away from them?
Right.
Hypocrites,
that's a very good point.
Hypocrites.
Yeah.
They are hypocrites. And I would rather not associate me with them at all. Because they are small people. If you can want to get 10,000 krona and you take and you chew and forgetting people, those young kids who were killed, if you can have that picture in your eyes and see how those people in the bush, they run for their lives, and you are sitting here, you say, okay, it's okay, because the government gives me money.
Right.
That's why they don't care. And it's a big issue that when the government will open a door for this, it will be very difficult for them to, it will be a big case, and maybe they don't even want us to talk about it because they don't want to open that door, because that door is so sensitive and that door can create a lot of things. But then I call them coward again.
Yeah.
They are cowards who cannot stand for who they are. Then for me, they can as well stop whining about other things, because people who don't know who they are actually, I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
At least I know who I am. I know why I was born and what I have to do with my life, and this is one of it. That makes me a meaning, a purpose to live and do something God has said in His Bible. Stand for my people, help my people, protect my people. So for me today, all of you who didn't come, you are failures. And I pray to God that one day God will open up your eyes, and I put you, all of you, in the hands of God, and God will make a judgment Himself upon you. That's what I say.
Amen to that.
Amen.
So thank you very much for organizing this rally, and thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. And God bless you. And I hope that your organization, or this activity, I hope that it will be very successful.
It will be successful in Jesus' name. God says, if you do things in line with me, I'll provide the way. I didn't know there would be so many. There were quite a good number.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that there would be so wonderful speakers. And they were. He's a mysterious God.
Yes.
But don't be hypocrites. Right. Don't be. I dislike hypocrites, especially in Jesus' name. I dislike them. And tomorrow you are going to church. Look at your faces when you are in that buildings. Be proud of yourselves because you've actually turned your back to your God.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So what do you think? Comment below, and if you like this video, I'd really appreciate any donations. Even $1 makes a difference. If everyone who watched this channel gave $1, it would transform this channel. Just take a look at the links below. But if you really can't financially support this channel, I would be very grateful if you would share a link to one of your favorite videos from this channel on your social media, because ad revenue also helps. Also, make sure to like, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Most importantly, please pray for this channel, and remember to check out my live stream on Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 11:30 p.m. Central European Time. Until next time, have a nice day, thank you for watching, and God bless.